Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I've been putting off trying to wait for things to change in this here United States for a while. But I see that for the most part, nothing is happening. That's positive. Everything basically is getting worse. I waited for, some things to happen with Obama. Not saying that he didn't do anything because he did a lot of things, but as far as I'm concerned, he didn't do anything for the country. He gave us, Obamacare, which Mr. Trump is trying to destroy. So that means that a lot of U.S. citizens are going to lose health care. A lot of those U.S. citizens that claim they couldn't afford health care will no longer have health care or would have to pay for it under the penalty, which I think is good. I don't think anybody should have been penalized for not having Obamacare. But what I thought was that they had to find a way for us to pay for it, which is the penalty putting them in the pay system. We all should pay for it. And we should. I don't know how much it was because I'm still working, so I don't have to go through that. But I'm here this morning just to briefly make people understand what we as black people have been going through for centuries, years and years and years of dealing with hatred, dealing with greed, dealing with molestation, all these things that we had to deal with. All of a sudden now white people have to deal with, and they seem like they want to make it right. It was okay when they were doing it to other people, but when they find that their own is doing it to them, all of a sudden it's an epidemic. It's a need for urgency. Like I said, things that I could talk about: drugs, molestation, greed, destruction, the whole 9 yards. You got to remember, a lot of us, as far as our people, were already here on this land. White people came from European countries, and what you don't know, or what they don't tell you in your history books, is that the people that landed here were people that they pulled from the jails in order to make settlements here. Just because you're in jail doesn't mean that you're not smart. It just means that you committed a crime for one reason or another, or you have an illness due to living conditions, due to family matters, due to drugs. Because if you think about it, the drugs that the manufacturers are manufacturing now, they tell you that they cause a whole lot of other stuff. Can kill you from this. You could get this. Consult your doctor. So basically, what I'm just trying to get you to understand out there is that white America is killing white America. And all of a sudden now you're getting scared where you want to turn around and put money into programs that only benefit you because you took the money that you were supposed to put in programs that benefited us, everyone, not just black people, because black people are not the only ones that are on welfare. Matter of fact, welfare social services and stuff like that. The welfare started, or social services, for the coal miners. So when they had accidents and stuff, they would get paid and they got carried into the system. And this is what happens when you have social services. It was for the white man. And then you incorporated it in corporate America in order to benefit other people. Put it in government. I won't say corporate America. You invited it to government agencies. The thing I really want to talk about basically is what's going on with all this killing. First, I want to address the fact that all our brothers and sisters out there, you need to put the guns down. Don't know where all these guns are coming from, how all these guns are getting into the city, especially for the black folks. You can keep them, but use them for defensive purposes. You get mad at somebody, you take your punk ass out there and you shoot them. If you got a beef with somebody, and it's basically when we have beefs, we turn around and have disagreements with people that we know, people that deal with us. Handle it like a man and stop handling it like a punk. Because all I see is the fact that you don't think that you end up taking a life that belongs to somebody else. You don't just take his life. You take in consideration that it could be somebody's father, could be somebody's brother, could be somebody's sister, somebody's aunt and uncle, somebody's grandmother. Because you niggas out there going after elders. I don't get that. Holiday season, you want to rob somebody in a parking lot of a shopping center where somebody's going to get gifts for their loved ones, and you want to take something that don't belong to you. And if there's a scuffle, you want to rob and kill them. Kill. I just don't understand that. You know, you just take somebody's life. You should get your just desserts. But I don't even want to see you hurt. What you should do is take the time to sit down and think about what the hell you're doing. Because my thing is, if you can turn around and take a life and don't have any feelings, no remorse, somebody ought to beat the shit out of you. Don't kill you, just beat the shit out of you. That's what they need to do. As far as you white folks out there, the difference between what's going on, and I want y'all to understand this too. You see, white people go out and kill their parents, their immediate loved ones, okay? Let's look at the mentality. Nursing homes, if you really think about it, were started by white people because they didn't want to take care of their parents. They wanted to get the parents out the house so that way they could take over the home. Take over the home. Not inherit the home. Take over the home. So what they would do is they would turn around and take their parents and put them in a nursing home and let somebody else care for them while they took over the property and the money. Black people didn't do that. Black people took care of their elders. They respected them. There's no respect for white people. I'm not saying all, but I'm just saying for those that are in control, those that go out of control, there's no respect. Now all of a sudden, you know, they put drugs in the neighborhoods, which we have films and you can go see how the drugs got into, especially the black neighborhoods. Things got so bad or got so good to the point where the quality was better in the black neighborhood, that now the white people are coming in black neighborhoods to purchase their drugs. Other than that, they made what they wanted, PCP and all this other stuff that, they be taking, along with what the government is allowing to come into this country. We had a situation, basically, here it is, somebody kills a cop, and all of a sudden the police department wants to lock everything down and catch everybody or search everybody, come and invade in other people's homes. Well, I look at the fact that black lives, white lives, all lives matter. If in fact somebody gets killed, you should take the initiative to do the same thing for everyone, and you don't. Only a policeman. And even with that, it's just appalling that you have certain cops get away with murder all the time in our judicial system. But getting back to, these white folks that go and do drugs, because that's the thing right now. When we have white people having drug problems, like I said, they kill their parents, they kill their brothers and sisters, and now all of a sudden they go into schools and killing school kids. Check this out, elementary school. And then here it is, you get an elementary school child, brings a gun to school and kills his classmates because we talk about bullying and all these kind of things. It's just amazing that now all of a sudden, we want more policemen. We need to put money into a fund to now teach them how to deal with the public, when they've been policing and dealing with the public for as long as I've been here. And I've been here over 60 years, ladies and gentlemen. So I've seen a lot, to the point where at one time, a white man didn't want a black man walking down his street. Now, here it is, the streets are taken over by gangsters. Those gangsters that came out of jail, that came to the United States, that turned around and came over here and took everything, Avatar and these movies, Amistad and all of them, they were real. They give you an idea of really what hatred is in America, in white America, because y'all are the ones who's taking everything instead of giving. Just don't understand it. We wonder why and what's wrong with the world. We community this and community that. Yeah, okay, well, money goes out of the community because these white folks basically like the idea of taking and robbing our money. And our black politicians feel like they can play along with the game and go and do the same thing. They get caught, they get in jail. They, meaning the black man, black woman, gets into politics and does the same thing. So when you take money out of society, take programs that should be enhancing what goes on in society, then all of a sudden you get a crazy society, which is what's going on now with these white folks. Like I said, if you turn around and had these politicians doing what they were supposed to do, putting money in programs that they're supposed to put in place, you wouldn't have to worry about people like Trump or anybody else as far as that's concerned. Because I'm not blaming Trump. I almost voted for him because I thought he was going to be a businessman. But guess what? He's taking care of business. He's not taking care of our business. He's taking care of his business. The problem, basically, in the United States and throughout the world is people wanting power. And to me, power is employing people, keeping people healthy, encouraging people to be innovative, to start things where they take on other people to do their ventures. This keeps us working. But white America, ladies and gentlemen, ain't it. Because white America, your buddies, people you vote for, and people you're still sticking up for, instead of getting off your ass and realizing that what's going on, we need to come together. Why? Because one, it closed down all businesses that had employment by us as a people. Your job closed, my job closed, his job closed, and now guess what? We're now out in the street trying to find something. They talk about being entrepreneur. Well, what they didn't tell you is being an entrepreneur means that whatever it is that you do, you have to buy your supplies from somebody. And I guarantee you that somebody is white, foreign, and half the time not domestic. Okay? For a black man, you start a business, you have to go to somewhere, whatever your business is, and you have to find somebody to distribute or either give you what it is that you need, sell you their product. I guarantee you, when you go to whoever it is, he's white, and he will put you through hell. And you white people running around out there, praising this person and that person. Well, let me ask you a question. If in fact all these businesses cared about you as a people, then why did they close their doors and move to countries that turn around that have cheap labor? To me, cheap labor is nothing but slavery. They didn't want to pay you your price, but yet they'll go somewhere else and get their price cheaper to make them more revenue to turn around to sell to you at a higher price. And your dumb ass goes out there and buy it. And I'm going to give you a for instance. Wish I'd have put my money in rubber, textiles. Why? Because you buy a pair of tennis shoes that cost you maybe $29. You put somebody's name on it, and all of a sudden now it's $129, $175, $400 for a pair of sneakers. And you dumb assholes go out there and buy it from a white man who turned around and manufactured it in another country. This is the kind of stuff I talk about. You talk about pills that will save a person. The EpiPen, I think, $400 to $600, where here it is, a white man decided I could sell it for what I want. But he wasn't thinking about you, brother. You have to fight these types of attitudes and situations that are going on. But you blame the black man for your demise. We did this and we did that. No, baby. Your people did this and did that. And you still vote for them. It's time for all agencies that are trying to do a public service and put everybody back on their feet to get these politicians out of office, get these kids together and start loving one another. Take all these games, all this violence and stuff, get rid of it. Like I say, you fucked up really when you turn around and you took Superman and Batman and you put them against each other. Two heroes. And now all of a sudden now you want to have a Justice League and all that bullshit. And then look at your police. You cause all this chaos. And you want to put all this money in the police department, but yet you took money from the schools. You took money from health programs. I don't get it. I just don't get it. But I do get it. Because, like I said, politicians are just that. Political people that don't give a shit about their constituents. We the people, are you kidding? Who's we? You mean them. And we join in with them, thinking that we're going to get something. And we want to be in the limelight doing absolutely nothing besides destroying this country's fame, ego. You're destroying it. Other people don't even want to deal with us anymore. So my thing to all the little people out there, all lives matter. If you have a cause and it's a just cause, we wouldn't have to worry about the Department of Justice being unjust because we get the people out that belong out. We wouldn't have to worry about these mayors stealing, doing things that they have no business doing, to the point where they're taking our businesses away, not putting money into education, not putting money into job enhancement in order to train somebody for these new up and coming jobs that now these bright minds are coming up with, and there's nobody there to work on it. Allowing people to do things and get paid for stuff that they do absolutely nothing with. You could work on a job and turn around and you have, employees working together, and instead of working together, you got one working busting his ass and the other one sitting on his ass and getting paid the same amount of money. So we have management that really doesn't care, because all they're worried about, as long as things get done, which will get done by the super person that's doing it, okay, or lead person that takes on the responsibility of making sure things are right. Management don't give a damn. So, like, I could go in and take separate stuff. Right now, I'm just throwing thoughts and everything out there for you to understand that we need to get together and fight causes one by one as a unit. Not black, not white, not Latino, not Hispanic, not Asian, not foreign. We need to get together as a people. And every time something go wrong, you get them assholes out of office. It's just time to take it back. Enough is more than enough now. And if you don't stop fighting each other and killing each other, there won't be anybody out there to fight for just causes. So all I ask is, all you young kids out there with these guns, young men, stop killing your own. Just put the violence to the side and try to make a way for all of us to get along, get our heads together, and start putting this country back together as a people. You can't have white people over here and black people over there and Hispanic people up there and Latino people, and Asians in all separate corners. We need to stop this. Everybody needs to share in the wealth. Government right now is trying to start a range war amongst the clans. That's what's going on. So they can take over and declare martial law. And we'll be like all these foreign countries that are basically being dictators. And that's what we're going to have if we allow this. So I'm asking all people to take heed. Stop the violence. Stop the killing. Stop the robbing. Stop the break-ins. When you invade somebody's home, you're taking their rights away. And they have the right to kill you. Even with that, when you deal with white people, they come up with this law where even if I come across your threshold in your home and I don't have a just cause, I could turn around and be locked up. But you invaded my property. I have to prove that you were going to cause me bodily harm. But you came through my door. Unexpected, unannounced, uninvited. That's the kind of bullshit that we have to put up with. So I'm saying to you is that we need to change a lot of things. But the first thing we need to change is our attitude. So now, I bring you this message just so you would think. And you ask yourself, does it make sense that we're harming not only ourselves, but our countrymen, our world? I just don't get it. Please think about it. Peace.